Okay, this is starting at 10:30 of the outline on the first question on how profound is it? And this is take one. Ready?
It's the only take.
It's the only take, so we don't have a lot of time.
All we have time for.
Okay. So let's begin the workshop here. Time for the first question. How profound is it to have, seven habits, or 15 secrets, or 25 steps to a healthy, successful, fulfilling relationship? You often see this when you're in grocery stores. You see magazines of how to have a powerful love life, how to live a long and fulfilling life with your spouse, how to avoid divorce, and it seems to be there's a lot of answers out there, thousands of answers, yet not one of them can answer the question what a relationship is. And what's the point of reading all that if you don't know what a relationship is, right? Together, we're going to disclose the anatomy out of what a relationship is. And if we do our job right, I think if you leave here with nothing else, at a bare minimum, you'll understand what a relationship is. You understand the anatomy of a relationship. Okay? Any questions with that? You can ask a question if you want, since you're my audience.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to tell you. We found that it's a lot more interesting when you discover things for yourself. It's not very useful. It's not going to be very useful for you to evaluate what you already have known or have learned prior to coming here. That is to say, you're going to have a lot of ideas and notions of what you think a relationship is, what works and what doesn't work based off of your past experiences. What we ask you to do is to set those aside and detach from any sort of preconceived notion, concept, idea of what do you think it is, and what you think you know about what a relationship, and come and kind of explore this newly with us. For you to get the most out of it, we ask you to do that. We're going to ask you to do it on a break now. When you come back with your object that we've asked you to share. We'll have instructions on that. But we also want you to think about, if you're willing, for 2 full days to completely detach from your past notions of what a relationship is, and show up after the break ready to engage. Okay?
What
Any
time
questions?
do we need to do that?
10:45.
Okay.
Sharp. Okay. All right. Let's get started. So, what do you think a relationship is? And I'm actually asking, so we're going to have you raise your hand. Feel free to call them out. We're going to write them up on the board here for you guys to see. So when you're ready, just raise your hand. What is a relationship?
Safety.
Safety, okay?
Comfort.
Comfort.
Love.
Love, comfort, safety, okay?
Hard.
Hard, okay? What about long? What about understanding?
Understanding.
Long. Anything else? Lots of options.
Joyful.
Joyful. Keep going.
Stable.
Stable. Joyful, stable, okay? Confusing.
Confusing.
Heartbreaking, maybe.
Heartbreaking. Uplifting.
Uplifting. Okay, great. So when you look at all these on here, joyful, love, hard, understanding, uplifting, what are you seeing?
Similarities.
Similarities, yeah. And
Opposites.
opposites. Yeah, it's exactly right. There's what you see. There's a lot of synonyms, metaphors, characteristics. There's a lot of, in fact, there's actually a lot of reasons to get into a relationship. You guys see that? A lot of reasons. There's also a lot of reasons to get out of a relationship.
Like
Stability, joyful, confusing, heartbreak. A lot of reasons to get in, a lot of reasons to get out, a lot of descriptions and ideas of really what a relationship is. And if you knew what a relationship is, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to. Oh, I know. It wouldn't be that hard to identify. It wouldn't be that hard to actually describe it. And the fact is, we have so many conflicting answers. Is a pretty good indication we don't know what the hell we're talking about. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Sierra caught me. You don't know. Yeah. Oh, we, society, doesn't know what they're talking about. Feel free to. Do you want to challenge me at all on that at all?
No.
Okay. And some people might even say, well, relationship involves all of this, right? Like it's complex. It's variable. And look, if I asked you to describe a rock, there might be differing answers and description of what a rock is, but it would all point to essentially describing the central thing of what a rock is. What a relationship is, there's conflicting, literally polar opposite ideas. That wouldn't happen with a tree, it wouldn't happen with a wall, it wouldn't happen with a rock, because those are physical things that I think we all can have agreement on. Slight different descriptions that all point to the same direction. It doesn't seem like that we can do that here with what the relationship is. That's a pretty good
Isn't that what we just did?
It's a pretty good indication, yes, that we don't know what it is. That you don't know what it is.
But didn't we just all describe the same thing?
No, I wouldn't consider confusing, joy, heartbreak, uplifting, and hard to be the same description. Yeah. And like, look, there's a lot of similarities on this page, but there's also a lot of polar opposites, right?
That can't really exist.
No.
At the same time.
Our struggle to answer this question is a good indication of that. So let's maybe.
Did you just
What?
stop it?
No.
Oh.
So let's take it at a different angle. How about where is your relationship?
Family.
Family? Okay, I lost it. Family?
Marriage.
Marriage, okay. Like, it's in the marriage?
I hope so.
Okay.
Your heart.
It's, okay. Like,
Your brain. Your mind.
it's in your mind. Like, what do you, okay. Like, you're, like, your brain or your mind?
Your mind is in your brain.
Okay.
So it's in your
Okay.
brain.
Okay.
Your friends. Church.
It's inside the church?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe it seems to be that you're looking in a physical space.
Or people, yeah.
Or people, right? This doesn't say what a relationship is. When you say, so for example, when you say it's in the church, like what is the church?
A place where people meet to worship.
Okay, so that describes what it is. So, but what is it? Is a church like a? Is anything that? What can I make anything a church?
Oh, like it's a building.
It's a building. That's what it is. And the building is this bunch of bricks stacked up on top of each other, right? Mm-hmm. So a church is a church because you
Call it a church.
You call it a church, exactly. There's something I think that is important to distinguish, that a relationship simply exists in language. That is to say, it is a said to be phenomenon. It is that way because you have described it or used language to identify what it is. But nothing actually says what it is. You have a lot of ideas, and you use a lot of language to describe what it is. No different than if, like, a country, right? Like you put a flag on the ground and say, this is America. And it's only America because you said it was so. But what made it, was it America before? No, because you said it was. You declared it. There's verses, if I'll use that example later if you challenge me on that. things exist because it's important to distinguish that we think things exist because we say they to be versus what they actually are.
Okay. So, where's the relationship?
I don't know, where is it?
It's where we say this?
Yeah, I mean it's a said to be. If a relationship is in language, and I think we're sneaking up on something here. Like, if it is in language and what you say it is to be, there might be a pretty good chance that you have something to say about what a relationship is. Right? You want to challenge me at all so I can have some practice?
I'm trying. You said that I don't know what a relationship is, but now you're saying that I can say what a relationship is?
You can say whatever you want the relationship to be, and notice that your behaviors are based off of what you say they are. Look, I get it. There's a lot of controversies around this. Think about politics, religion, all over the world. Like, how many wars are fought because something is just simply said to be. People die because I say this is one country and you say it's another country. People die because I say you're more equal and you are less equal, simply because you say it is so.
Okay.
Wars are fought based off, like, this is America. But what makes this America? Well, is it a border? What is a border? It's a wall. But a wall doesn't make it America. It's America because you say it is so. And then you have a disagreement about that, and we beat ourselves into the ground until someone wins and they give up. And then that's what is so. But there's nothing to say really what it. There's nothing really physically pointing out where America is unless you say it is that. Mm-hmm. For example, so we have Sierra and I have a brewery that we like to go to called McMinimans. And the thing about McMinimans is that it used to be schools, right? And so what is that? Is it a brewery or is it a school? It's the same. Like, literally, it was a school and now it's a brewery. Just because, well, now you're serving beer in it, well, that's a descriptor of what you say it was to help back up your definition of that. Mm-hmm. But it's still the same building. Nothing's changed. It's a building. And you say it's a university, you say it's a brewery, you say it's a hotel. Thus, you interact with it that way. Mm-hmm. And I think we're coming up on something. Think about that. You say it as that, thus you interact with it that way.
Okay.
It might be worthwhile to look into your own relationship and what you call it, and notice where that might show up for you. So we all agree. I mean, it's important that we understand that relationship exists in language. And look, it's not something physical, right? I might call this thing over here a wall. You might call it a tall vertical structure. But we're still going to have physical controversy with it. When we try to walk into it, there's going to be conflict. We're both going to hit the wall. That is a fact. Mm-hmm. I might call it a wall. You might call it a vertical structure. They both point to the same descriptions, and we're both going to have the same interaction with it. Mm-hmm. The same can't be said to what a university is. If you say this is my house, and I say this is my house, how we interact with it are going to be completely different. Because it's how we say it is, when it actually is just a structure. That example. The wall example, okay.
That's it.
Okay. Do we need to go further into this?
So a relationship is not like a wall, because a wall is a physical thing, whereas a relationship is just something you say.
It's something you say, which then impacts your behavior toward it.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to now ask you to share your objects and come to the front of the room, and we'll go through what that looks like. Okay? I'm not going to go through that exercise.
Okay.
That's it. All right, thanks, guys. Bootleg.